Today we continue with our class Laws of Yom Tov, and we start from Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And today's topic is a study in contrast. Okay, in contrasts. In summation, a Jew must strive to develop positive character traits, especially with regard to the trait that have a major impact on interpersonal relationships. One must strive to assist his fellow to the best of his ability and overlook his fellow faults just as he would want others to overlook his own faults. If one's friend has expressed his anger towards someone else, he should do his best to soothe that anger through the reasons and explanations, a demonstration of the true wisdom and inner strength. A wicked person behaves in very opposite way. He seeks to damage others, to reveal their unintentional misdeeds and claim as they can commit it willfully. The wicked person rejoices over another's failing and incites others to feud. He prides himself over his success in such endeavors as he would consider this indication of his wisdom and might, but of course he is wrong. The Medrash Shachar Tov, chapter 52, cites an episode of dog treachery against David and Ahimelech, the Kohen Gadol. At the time when King Shaul was in pursuit of David and seeking to harm him, Doeg told Shaul that Ahimelech had intentionally helped David to flee from Shaul, which was a lie. Doeg's slander brought about Ahimelech's death. Okay, it's from Shmuel Aleph, chapter 21 and 22. The Medrash relates, David told Doeg, "Is a man truly mighty when he sees his fellow at the edge of the pit and pushes him in? When he sees his fellow on top of a roof and pushes him off? On the contrary, a man deserves to be called mighty warrior when his fellow is about to fall into a pit and he grabs his hand to prevent his fall, or when he lifts the fallen man from the pit. But when we saw that Shaul was angry at me, and you persisted in vilifying me. Thus did David say, why do you pride yourself with evil, O mighty warrior?" From Tehillim 52:3. Okay, so let's do from the beginning and trying to explain what it says here. Very powerful piece. Okay, so in summation, a Jew must strive to develop positive character traits, especially with regard to the traits to have a major impact or in interpersonal relationships. Right, as we learned before many times, there are two types of people that we're not allowed to suspect that did something wrong. First is a completely righteous person, that everybody knows that he's righteous, whatever he did, we're not allowed to suspect. And the second category of people we're not allowed to suspect as someone not allowed to give a benefit of the doubt. Person that most of the things he does right. Mostly he's a kosher person, but sometimes he stumbles, right? So this is second category. I think is the main focus of this piece, right? That we're trying to develop this our character traits to judge our fellow favorably. Fellow meaning the one that fellow in Torah and Mitzvos. That's what fellow means. Okay, not others. If he's a Rasha, you're not obligated to do any of this. One must strive to assist his fellow to the best of his ability and overlook his fellow's faults, just as he would want to others to overlook his own faults. Right. So it's you try to help other person, and same as we judge others in this world, so Hashem is going to judge us, right? And sometimes we all stumble and we do mistakes and sins. So and sometimes you just don't want people to notice whatever you do. So you're already sorry. Understand? So same with you. So try to do with others. Again, if it's the second category person. Okay. If one's friend has expressed his anger toward someone else, he should do his best to soothe his anger through the reason and explanation. And that's I think it's the best test whether this person is your friend or not, right? What does it mean? So meaning if you got angry with somebody, so if he's a fake friend, so he said yes, you're right, you have to give it to him, right? And we have to tell everybody what he did, what she did, and it's not a true friend. So the true friend is the one that would try to explain through reason and demonstration of his true wisdom, right? To soothe it out, right? To soothe his anger. Okay, that's a true friend, the wise friend. And people who always say yes, you're right, like who needs them? So they only create trouble in your life. Okay, a wicked person behaves in very opposite way, right? He seeks to damage others. So that's right. So like there is people who are looking for war, right? Who are looking for fight. So they're cheering for both sides. They just want to see the show, right? He revealed their intention in unintentional misdeeds and claimed that they committed willfully, right? So he said, of course he knew what he's doing. Of course, yeah, he's not stupid, he's this, he's that, and they did it to you, and how could they, and stuff like that. So he's just inciting the fight. The wicked person rejoices over another failing, right, and incites others to feud. Right, so he just wanted, as we said, failing, right? Rejoice over another failing, right? So meaning that he wants to bring himself up because of somebody's failure, right? And incites others to feud. Okay, right? It's good show. He prides himself over his success in such endeavors, right? And he considers this an indications of wisdom and might, but of course he's wrong, right? So meaning that he prides himself over success in such endeavors, meaning to cause a feud. Yes, he said, why there is a this what is it? Machlokes, this the arguments between them, because I discovered that these people are fake. It's all me. Understand? So he's always for the truth, but only to incite other people. Okay. The Medrash Sheher Tov cites an episode of Doeg treachery against David in Ahimelech, the Kohen Gadol. So to remind us, it was when David was running from Shaul, right? And he did not take any food with him, any food supplies. From this we learn, don't be like his friend. Right, his friend, he was a king's son, right, prince. But for us, for normal people, if you see somebody out to travel somewhere, I mean, today maybe it's easier. You just go buy the food, but in olden days it was not such an easy thing to buy food. Actually, it's not true. Like if your friend, your guests are going to travel somewhere where there is no kosher food. Like I have one time, this one Chavrusa of mine, right? So he went to a business trip, and I think it was Holomoid Pesach, whatever, right? He had to go. It was a long planned trip. Okay, no problem. So sometimes you can do that on Holomoid. Okay, well, let's say he had a reason, and he landed, and it was I think it was Boston. So I mean, is it kosher community in Boston? I think so, but it could be like Boston is a huge town, right? It's a city. I'm not sure how big is it, but it's not small. So just because he heard there is a kosher community somewhere, and he assumed there is a kosher supermarket, but guess what? You stay in a different part of the town. You understand? So he did not have food for the whole day, for until the next morning. It's very interesting. He did not have a car, nothing. Got stuck. So meaning in this case, so if you know that you see somebody out, so you make sure that the person has food. Right. And this guy did not, and David HaMelech had no choice but to go to the city of Nov and ask Ahimelech, he was Kohen Gadol, for food, and they gave him these 10 breads, not from Lechem Apaminim, from the 10 breads. Okay, so they say that's the only food we have. At the time when King Shaul was pursuing David and seeking to harm him, okay, Doeg told Shaul that Ahimelech had intentionally helped David to flee from Shaul, okay, which was a lie. So Doeg Academy was there at that point of time, and he saw the whole thing that happened. And what he did, he withdrew some details that Ahimelech were surprised that David came, and they said and if somebody is starving and there is no other food to eat, you can give him this sanctified food. There is, otherwise person is going to die, right? So an exceptional case. Of course, he said they welcomed him and they gave him, and of course he never mentioned that they had no idea, that David never said anything about Shaul. Right, and he just said, or he said, I don't remember. He said, or they assumed that he is on a secret mission. That's it. So on a secret mission, he's a general of Shaul. Okay, so that's they're supposed to help him. Right, the Doeg slander brought about Ahimelech's death. So not only Ahimelech, the Kohen Gadol, but I think they killed the whole city of Nov, all of the Kohanim. Okay. The Medrash cites that David told Doeg, so it's after this all happened, right? Is the man truly mighty when he sees his fellow in the edge of the pit and pushes him? Right, all these clowns, right? So somebody on the edge of the pit, you might a person that have no balance, right? Or when he sees his fellow on the top of a roof and pushes him off, right? On the contrary, the man deserves to be called a mighty warrior when his fellow is about to fall into a pit and he grasps his hand. Opposite, if you want to be a mighty warrior, help somebody, not don't kill anybody, right? Because especially David, he was a righteous man. Okay. And when he lifts the fallen man from the pit, right? That's when he's called mighty warrior. But when you saw that Shaul was angry at me, you persisted in vilifying me, right? So how did he vilify David? As we said, that's a classic example when he withdrew some information. That's it, right? And whatever the information he presented, it was true, whatever he said, but it was perverted. Okay. Does David say, why do you pride yourself with evil, O mighty warriors? Okay, so we stop here. Any questions on what we said? Just let me know. 1 second, let me quickly check. Sorry. Okay, while it's loading. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I think, yeah, no new messages. Okay, no problem. So let's continue. So we're in chapter 33, and now big topic. So we did not finish because it's a huge topic. Lighting of candles on Yom Tov. So section number 5, and the topic is lighting procedure When lighting the Shabbos candles, the procedure is first to light candles and then recite bracha. The reason is that reciting the bracha over the candles, a woman accepts sanctity of Shabbos upon herself and may not kindle a light afterwards. On Yom Tov, however, when one is permitted to light the candles, most people have a custom to recite bracha before the lighting of the candles. This is actually preferable since it brings candle light in line with other mitzvos, whose brachas are recited before the performance. When bracha is said before the lighting, there is no need to cover the eyes while reciting the bracha. Okay, so before we continue, let's try to understand what it says here. So on Shabbos, the procedure is even it is true only for women, but men I think should do the same. Right? If a single man would light, even though there is no obligation, but just to keep like one custom, it would be easier to remember. Right? So on Shabbos, since a woman, as soon as she lights the candle, right, she accepts the Shabbos. I'm sorry. Right, as soon as she lights the candles, she accepts the Shabbos. So as soon as she lights the candles, she closes her eyes. Right, and if she said that if she would say the blessing, if she would say the blessing, meaning that she declared that today is Shabbos, so she's no longer is allowed to light the candles. Right, that's why the procedure is she first light the candles, then close her eyes, not to derive any benefit, and then say the blessing and open out your eyes. Right? Technically, with men do not accept Shabbos either with a blessing or with a lighting, right? Because he's going to accept Shabbos much later during the prayer, during Kabbalah Shabbos prayer. Right, but I mean, just to keep the same custom. So we always advise men to do exactly the same as women do. Okay, but just so you know, Sephardim custom. So they say that they don't accept Shabbos with a blessing, right? But only with the lightening. So they do as always as other mitzvahs. First they light the candle. First they say the blessing. They light then they light the candles. So that's a difference. But they always do that. But the Ashkenazim, we're talking about women here, and men. Let's say men to make it universal. So first we light the candles, and then we say blessing, and then we close our eyes, open our eyes, and enjoy the light. Okay. But on Yom Tov, there is no problem. You're allowed to light the candles, right? Right. That's a mitzvah. When we say Yom Tov, we're talking about second day, and you're allowed to light the candles only after a complete nightfall. So as we learned before, just to remind us, you're not allowed to accept Yom Tov earlier. I'm talking the second day, right? So you cannot add to the second day from the first day. From the mundane, from a weekday, you can add, but not from the Yom Tov. Okay. So after the nightfall, what do you do? Technically, as he said, since you're allowed to light the candles. And so some people, what they do exactly as it says here. First, they say the blessing, as usual with all of the other mitzvahs, and then they light the candles. And first they do blessing, then they do action, right? So many people do that, but we advise, like, even though it is allowed, just do exactly as you do on Shabbos. Guess what? Because it's only a matter of time when you're going to do mistake. Only a matter of time. Okay. Continue. Since it is forbidden to strike a match on Yom Tov, right, one must prepare the lit match or a candle before reciting the bracha. And after reciting, reciting it, use the prepared source to kindle the Yom Tov lights. After the kindle, one should not extinguish the match, since extinguishing is forbidden except for the purpose of food preparation. Rather, one should put the match down in a safe area and let it burn by itself. Okay, so let's try to understand what it says here. So first, as we discussed last time, you're not allowed to create new fire, right? New fire is not allowed to create. So like, what is it? Like new fire, strike a match or do the lighter, right? Absolutely, it's forbidden. But that's why we have these Yahrzeit candles that burn 26 hours or 48 hours, whatever we use. We usually do 48 hours because it's two-day Yom Tov. But some people do like not to bother. They just buy two 48 hours, two 26-hour candles and use them. I mean, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. I mean, right? Just don't, and then light one from another. Whatever you do doesn't matter. It's good. But it must be lit before the Yom Tov. So now from these lit candles, yes, you can take your match, stick it there, and from that match you can light your new Yom Tov candles. There is no problem. But very important. Same on Shabbos, same on Yom Tov, right? You're not allowed to extinguish the match, so it should be some kind of place where you can put a match, some kind of ashtray, I don't know, something like some metal dish or something like where you can put the match nicely, and so it can burn out by itself. Okay. Extinguishing is allowed only, as we learned a long time ago, for a preparation of the food. So not exactly extinguish it, but maybe like minimizing the flame. So if you see that your food is about to burn, so you're allowed to make the flame smaller. Okay, continue. On the second night of Yom Tov, or on the first night, if one lights after dusk, when it is forbidden to strike a match, one must take flame from existing source. There is light a match from a gas burner. Okay, and they use it to light the candles. Okay. See further section 9. For the further discussion of lighting procedure. Okay, so I mean we already explained it, but let's do it quickly again. So second night of Yom Tov, we're not allowed to create new fire, and same is the first night when you start when you want to light the candles after the sundown. Right, so after the sundown, so since it's a questionable, maybe it's day or maybe night, so we rule stringently and say it is night, right? Because it's a biblical commandment, not to create fire. So when there is doubt and there is biblical commandment, we always go stringently, rule stringently, and we don't light. So he said take it from a burner if you have a stove lit. Right, or as I said, take it from a candle, from your set candle. Okay. So next section. I think I saw some questions coming our way. Let me quickly check. Okay, it's different. Okay, different subject. Okay, no problem. So continue. So section number 6, when to light the candles. A, when Yom Tov falls on Wednesday. Okay. So Wednesday meaning Wednesday night, right? Is it possible that it's the Yom Tov is Wednesday and Thursday, and then you have Friday? Actually, yes, it's possible. Yes. I think the Shabbos was like that. Wednesday and Thursday, right? Yes, Tuesday night. So meaning Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, no, correct. Okay, when Yom Tov falls on Wednesday, when the first night of Yom Tov, or the first night of the last day of Yom Tov falls on a weekday, some women light the candles at the same time they would do on Erev Shabbos. Okay. Others wait until the nightfall, when the man returns from shul. So let's try to understand what it says here. So technically, you're allowed to add from mundane to holy, right? But on Shavuos, it is a problem, a little problem. What is a little problem? So Shavuos, I mean, technically she can light, technically, but it's preferable that she does not light, right? Because why? It says that on Shavuos you have to count 50 days, right? For 49 days, right? For 7 times 7, right? So 7 weeks, right? You have to, and on the 50th day, Shavuos. So if you're going to accept like Yom Tov early, so it's not for 49 complete. It's not complete 49 days. It's like something is missing from the last day, right? So that's would be a problem according to some authorities. So so this is exception. Other holidays, for example, Pesach, you can light regular time. Regular time meaning as you would do for Shabbos, right? Meaning before the sunset. Before the sunset, right? 1 second, before the sunset. But on Shavuos, for example, it's probably right. It's proper, right? The proper after the nightfall. Okay. But on other holidays, as we said, or last day of Pesach, so we can light before, no problem. As in Erev Shabbos. Okay. Right, other wait, and I mean in our family, you're right. My wife always waits until I come to shul from shul. So I mean, everything is ready anyway, so I can answer the blessing. Right, so continue. On the second night of Yom Tov, however, everyone must wait until the nightfall to light candles, as we have explained elsewhere, chapter 4. Okay, it is prohibited to do melacha on the first day of Yom Tov, or during the twilight period between the first and second days, for the sake of the second day. Lighting the candles before nightfall would be violation of the rule, since the benefit is derived from the candle only after the nightfall. Okay, so let's see. On the second night, again, you cannot subtract something from the first day, because as we know, the first day is on a biblical level, and second day is on a rabbinical level, right? So we're not allowed to diminish the first day, right? So we have to, as we said, wait until nightfall, completely nightfall. So it's in our calendars, it's always say light candles after this time. So why don't they say just light candle this time, like on Shabbos? Say no, because any time after that time, let's say, I don't know, I'm just taking any number, right? 8:27. So after any 8:27 until the morning, if you light the candles, you fulfill the commandments. Okay, maybe it's not in the best way. I'll take it back. Not a good idea. So you have to eat there. You have to derive the benefit from the candles and stuff like that. Okay. So, but after that time, right? Okay. And until the complete nightfall, we're not allowed to prepare for a second day. And there is as we said before in the different chapters. So we said there is a concept of hachana, meaning the preparation. So preparation for a weekday is not allowed, and preparation from one day to another, it's also disrespect to that day. Okay, continue. B, when Shabbos precedes the Yom Tov. Okay, when Shabbos precedes the Yom Tov, it is obviously prohibited to light the Yom Tov candles until after the nightfall, when Shabbos ended. Furthermore, even after the proper time has arrived, that is after the nightfall, the Yom Tov candle may not be lit, nor may any melacha be done for Yom Tov until one either daven Mariv with or say Baruch Hamavdil ben Kodesh Lechol. Okay, so all right. So let's see. We say Atachanantanu. I'm not sure what he said. Okay. Let's see. All right. So when Shabbos precedes Yom Tov, meaning the Yom Tov falls on Sunday, be it first day or second day, that doesn't matter. Okay, it falls on Sunday. So you're not allowed to accept anything early, for sure. You cannot cut anything from Shabbos, right? So you do after the nightfall, meaning after Shabbos is completely over. Right, and just 1 second. And plus, you have to do two things, right? So you have to, before lighting, you have to say that Shabbos is over and today is a different day. So there are two ways to do that. First, you pray Mariv. So when you pray Mariv, so it means that today is a new day, right? You say today is a new day, and there is insertion, right? There is an insertion like Havdalah in that prayer, right? Or you say Baruch Hamavdil ben Kodesh Lechol. So it's a last verse from our Havdalah, right? But without Hashem's name. So we don't say Hashem name when we do that. So it says it means the blessed is the one who separated holy from mundane, right? Kodesh Lechol. Okay. No. Kodesh LeKodesh. I apologize. No, it's not mundane. Kodesh LeKodesh. I mean in the holy from holy, right? So holiness of Shabbos. I apologize for confusion. It's holiness of Shabbos from holiness of the of the Yom Tov. And the second, it's not Atachanantanu. Atachanantanu we say, but it's a weekday. But V'toideinu we say when it's like in a Yom Tov Shmoneh Esrei. Okay, Yom Tov Shmoneh Esrei. So it's different from regular Mariv, basically. I mean, it's a Mariv like from Shabbos, right? So you do as the Shabbos, and then when it comes to Shmoneh Esrei, you go to the Yom Tov Shmoneh Esrei. Okay, continue. When the first day, so now it was a case when holidays follow Shabbos. Okay, so next case, next scenario. C, when the first day of Yom Tov is Shabbos. Okay, so I don't think it's any difference, but let's see. When the first day of Yom Tov occurs on Shabbos, one must light the Shabbos/Yom Tov candles at the time when the Shabbos candles are normally lit. Oh, okay. Right. The following night, the Motzei Shabbos, one may not light the Yom Tov candles until Shabbos or so. Okay, so let's explain. So now the first day of Yom Tov coincides with Shabbos, right? So you have to light Shabbos candles and Yom Tov candles separate, right? So we have to have like extra candles, okay, on that day. And you cannot light as it's a weekday. So as we said, a weekday, you have a choice. Whatever you do is good. You can light before the sunset, like after the sunset, or even after the nightfall. Whatever you want is good, right? But since today's Shabbos and Yom Tov, so and on Shabbos you're not allowed to light candles. So we do light candles, Shabbos and Yom Tov, like in normal, as we normally do before the sunset. Okay. All right, and on the next day, so first the day of Yom Tov coincides with Shabbos. Next day, meaning after the Shabbos over Motzei Shabbos, so you're not allowed to light the candles for the next day of Yom Tov until the Shabbos is over. That's actually what we discussed in the previous one. Okay. Okay, so next one, D. When the second day of Yom Tov is Shabbos. Second day of Yom Tov is Shabbos, so meaning it's Friday and Shabbos. Somehow I don't remember this. Friday and Shabbos. When last time was it? I'm not sure. Okay, so D. Okay, so continue. When the first day of Yom Tov occurs on Friday, so that the second day is on Shabbos, right? One must light the Shabbos/Yom Tov candles at the time when Shabbos candles are normally lit. So in this case, it is exception because you have no other choice, right? And it's not disrespect of Yom Tov. They did not completely finish yet, right? So the first day was on Friday. So it is still Friday. It's still, for sure it's Friday. For sure it's still first day of Yom Tov, Friday. And we still light the candles before the sunset because there is no other way for us, no other time for us to light the candles. So for the second day and for Shabbos. Okay. So let me know if we have any questions before we continue. Okay. Okay, no questions. Okay. So continue. Section number 7, and it says preparing the candles on Yom Tov. Okay. If there is all melted wax from in a candle holder, it may be removed with a knife on Yom Tov to facilitate placing new candles in the holders. One may cut the bottom of the candle on Yom Tov to make it fit into the candlestick. It is preferable that one do that by hand. Do this by hand, but if it's possible, one can cut it with a knife. Okay. When inserting the candle into the candlesticks, one may not melt the bottom of the candle with the flame to help it stay in place of the candlestick. So that's a little too much. Okay. So we're not allowed to smooth things, right? So that's it says see page 201, right? We said it before. Okay, so let's do from the beginning. So since you're allowed to light the candles, so all of this, all of the candlesticks and other things, holders, this and that, like candles, matches are not considered to be muktzah, right? Because you need all of these things. So for Shabbos, the knife, right? So the knife. So you can clean the candlesticks from extra wax, from whatever is left over, with a knife, right? And then put new candles in there. So if you can need to cut the bottom of the candles, right? So that's what we always do, like cut a little, like on the perimeter, so it's going to be like it's going to fit tightly in there, in the like deeper into the candlestick. Okay. So I'm not sure why it is preferable to do this by hand. I'm not sure how you can do it by hand. It is pretty hard. So I mean, we usually do it by a knife. Okay. Right, but I mean, today I don't think people would melt this bottom of the candles. There are special like additional holders, candle holders, so like the prevent spillage of the wax. So that's just use that, and that's it. Okay, so they put the candle fit there firmly. There's no need to melt the bottom of the candle. Okay. So next section number 8, and it says benefiting from the light. The Yom Tov light are intended to provide benefit. Okay. As you see, I corrected myself. I said you can light till the morning. Not exactly. Right. So if you're going to light before you're going to bed, like it's going to be bracha levatala, right? The blessing in vain because you did not derive any benefit. That's not good. On Yom Tov lights are intended to provide benefit. Therefore, one must. 1 second, sorry. Check it. Okay, no problem. Therefore, one must light them in a place where they will provide illumination, such as dining table. On Yom Tov, it is permissible to read by candles, or to light another candle or a gas flame with them. It is also permissible to carry them to another area where illumination is needed. When carrying a lit candle outdoors, I should be careful not to cause it to get extinguished by walking quickly or by exposing to the wind. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain. The Yom Tov lights are intended to provide benefit, so some kind of benefit. So that's why, what does it mean? The benefit you eat next to the candle lighting. Of course, as we said, that you have electric light, but still there is more light. So, or you can put them next to the countertop when you prepare your salads, your fish, whatever you prepare. So you for sure you derive benefit. Okay. So dining test is illumination dining table, or any areas where you need more light. There is no problem. And on Yom Tov it is permissible to read by candles, or to light another candles or gas flame from them. I mean that's also benefit. I think on Shabbos we also say it is permitted to read by wax candle, by oil. The Talmud says no, don't do it because you're going to tilt the lamp, and so the more oil is going to come to the wick to make it higher. But if you have somebody to warn you, so that's a different story. But I think all agree that with the candle, wax candles, whatever we have today, it's irrelevant, right? If you tilt it, not tilt it, it's the same flame. Okay, so that's why you're allowed to read by candles, right? You derive benefit, and you're not going to do anything. You're not going to tilt the candles, and you can light from these candles. So it's not disrespect to these candles, because they are there to serve whatever you need. In contrast to that, this Hanukkah lights, we're not allowed to derive any benefit from light, right? That's why the reason we have the shamash, this extra candle. So when we walk near, so and we see where to go, so we derive benefit from shamash, not from all other candles. It's very important. So you're not allowed to read by there. So for example, when I read the blessings, so we put on a different light, right? I mean, no, it's not. Yeah, no, the lights are off. Oh, that's why. Okay, very interesting. So lights are off. So we put the light on, like a table lamp, so I can read, and then the light, right? And that's it. So after we finish, when they sing this song, I still don't use that light. Okay, here we go. So it comes back, right? I still don't use the lights from the candles, from the Hanukkah, but from my table lamp, right? Right, and it's plus he said it is permissible to carry this candelabra to wherever you need the light. So on Shabbos, on contrary to that, you're not allowed. So this candelabra and lights are muktzah. That's it. So you're not allowed to touch it, yes, but move it, no. Okay. The next one, carrying the lit candle outdoors, like what is the example? Sukkah, right? So for example, a person lit the candles in a house because it started to rain, right? And they waited and did not stop. I'm talking about the first night, and then it stopped. So they want to bring the lights into the sukkah, so that the lit candles you're allowed to carry. Okay, but I would say if you decide to carry the candles, buy for your sukkah this protective glass thing, right? Where when you put inside the candle inside. Okay. So why? Because we have to be careful not to extinguish the light by the wind or because you walk too fast. Okay. So section number 9. The type of light. Okay. All of commonly available candles may be used, provided that they burn nicely. Likewise, clear burning oil may be used. Right, so I mean, like in olden days, they say only olive oil, but today they use some synthetic oils or different, or I don't know from what made of what, but they burn very nicely. So I think I said before, we bought these new candles, 3 days candles, very good brand, Baruch HaShem, and they're in plastic. So my wife was hesitant, like, buy in a plastic, the candle going to melt. I said, look, if the company said like made in plastic and very like reliable company, why? I think that they know what they're doing. Like if we understand the plastic is going to melt, they should understand. And guess what? It's plastic, very thin plastic, but inside it's vegetable oil. Whatever vegetable, I know, and it's not hot. So when it's wax, it's very hot, very, very hot. Right? But this vegetable oil burns nicely and burns completely, like perfect, and the case is not hot. Okay. So he's saying that all of the commonly available candles, wherever they burn nicely, don't produce like the smoke or something like black smoke. So yeah, so you can use whatever you want, and plus oils. I mean, since it's preferable to use the olive oil. I'm not sure if it's different in price even. I think the olive oil is even cheaper than special oils. So we use the olive oil. Right? It does not have to be kosher. I mean, but we use kosher, but it does not have to be, because you're not going to eat it. You're going to burn it. Okay. Continue. Electric lights. There is a dispute among the authorities as to whether one can fulfill his obligation of lighting candles with electric lights. Some authorities are of the opinion that one may indeed fulfill the mitzvah with electric lights and may even recite the customary bracha over them. However, Hagaon Harav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal dissents and rules that one cannot initially rely upon electric lights for fulfillment of the mitzvah. He concedes that in circumstances where there is no other choice exists, see below, okay, one should use them, but rules that in those cases one should not recite bracha. Okay, so electric lights, but I'm going to say right away, it's incandescent lights. Right, it's not like in my house there is no such a light for a long time, so we substitute all of that to LED lights. So this LED light is not fire, for sure not. Right, but in olden days, I would say if somebody have this incandescent light, right, so you can still say this. At least not according to Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, not to say blessing, but at least the mitzvah would be fulfilled, right? So of course, like for example, somebody in the hospital or something, right? Difficult circumstance in a hotel room when they're not allowed to light the candles. But again, if there is a LED light, it's not going to help you. Okay. What else? 1 second, let me see if I miss anything. But again, without blessing. Nowadays, most homes are brightly illuminated during the Yom Tov meal by electric lights. A number of contemporary authorities have raised the question of whether one can fulfill the mitzvah of lighting the candles in such a room, since they add little, if any, appreciable light. These authorities therefore suggest that before the lighting the candles, one should light the electric light for the sake of Yom Tov and recite blessing over them as well as over the candles. Right? Okay, let's finish reading and we explain. In accordance with that view, the procedure for lighting the candles on the first night of Yom Tov should be as follows. one should turn off the electric lights in the room where the Yom Tov candles will be lit. Turn them back on for the sake of Yom Tov. One should then strike a match and recite the blessing and light the Yom Tov candles. That the bracha will apply to both electric lights and the candles. Okay, so before we continue, let's understand. So he's saying as follows: since you have all of these chandeliers, right, with all of these lights, 300 watt or 500 watt, whatever watts you have. Like it's a huge, brightly lit room. So these 2 candles or 6 candles, what they're going to add? Not much, right? So not much they're going to add, right? That's why it says so. Like maybe you're not allowed to say the blessing just on the lights of the candles themselves. So according to these authorities, and that's what we do. That's what we do. We let's say the lights were on, like in this living room, that dining room, where are we going to light your candles? So you turn everything off, right? And then, before you're ready to light candles, then you turn the lights on with the intention that it should be also lit for the honor of candle, for the honor of Yom Tov, right? And same we do on Shabbos as well. Just so same we do on Shabbos. And then you light the candles, right? So now with combination of 2, that's a perfect thing, right? Now you can say the blessing, because for sure you're going to derive benefit from that light, from big light and small light and small flames. Okay. So then one strike a match, recite the bracha, right? Or do as opposite as we said before, or first light and then you do the blessing. Whatever you do is good. Okay. So, but as I always say, I would prefer to do everything in the same way. So in this case, you're never going to make a mistake. But if you rely on your logic that you're going to remember on Shabbos do like this and Yom Tov do like that, but what are you going to do on Shabbos coincide with Yom Tov, and you are already confused, and the second day, the first day, okay. So that's the thing. Okay, so continue. On second night of Yom Tov, when electric lights may not be turned on and off, one should merely light the Yom Tov candles. So on second night, you have no choice, because you're not allowed to turn the light off. Yeah, before the Yom Tov, yes, before the first day, yeah, you're allowed. Before Shabbos, you're allowed. That's not the problem. But on the second day, you're not allowed to turn off, right? So then you have no choice, and just light the candles. Okay. So let me see if any questions before we continue, because we cover a lot of HaShem. Havdalah. So let me leave Havdalah for a little later on. Okay. So one second, let me see how much is left. Okay, so we have a little more left, and we're going to answer this question of Havdalah and others. Okay, so last section, number 10, some practical application. Eating out. Okay. This is very practical. So where are you going to lit candles, right? So you're at your home, right? You're all dressed up, you're all ready. So, and now you were invited to go to somebody else's house for a Friday night meal, right? Where should you light the candles? Should you light the candles in your house, right? Or you should light the candles in their house, right? Because you're going to eat there, okay? And you're going to come to your house only to sleep. So maybe by the time you come home, the candles will be off. So there is no benefit, okay? So, all right, so what to do? So eating out. If couple is invited out for the Yom Tov night meal, but plan to return home to sleep, it is best that the candles be lit in their own home, right? So, okay. However, if one must derive some benefit from this candle to avoid having made the bracha in vain. Therefore, one should either delay leaving home until after deriving some benefit from the candles, for example, davening next to the candles, or use the candles that will burn long enough to provide light when one returns home after the meal. Right? If for some reason one cannot light the candles home, one can light the candles in a host's home. Okay, so they gave us 3 scenarios. Okay, so again, like you're going to eat in somebody else's home, but then you come back to your house to sleep, right? So they say it's preferable, if possible, that you light the candles in your own house, but you must derive benefit. Otherwise, if you don't derive benefit, it's going to be blessing in vain. Okay, so you have to derive benefit. Just 1 second. So you can read from he said daven. Maybe daven it's not very convenient, but you can read the Tehillim or something. Like that does not have to be 1 paragraph is enough, right? Or you make candles long enough. So what does it mean long enough? So like 5 hours candles. There are 7 hours candles. I mean, depends how long you're going to stay there. So if it's close next door neighbors, for example, and your walk is 2.5 minutes exactly, right? So maybe 4 hours candles should be enough, right? So if you light, you go pray, then come back. So maybe 4 hours should be enough, and you can come back. Maybe you want to drink some water. Maybe you use this candle to undress, like to put things away, like to derive some benefit. There is no problem. Okay. Or right. So again, first one, if to derive benefit right away before you leave. Second one is second scenario is if you have the candles long enough, then you're going to be burning when you come home and derive some benefit then, right? Or if for some reason you cannot do either of those, so you just light the candles there. So it would be like in the olden days where we used to go to each other's houses. So for example, somebody lives a little further, so we will drive there. Yeah, we'll drive there, leave the car there, right? And since it would take like, I don't know, one family we used to visit, like maybe like 45 minutes to walk from their house. 45 to an hour, right? Like pretty like a long walk, right? So I mean, even if you put like 5 hours, it's not going to be enough. Like before, I mean, maybe 5 hours it would be enough, but we would light the candles in their house just in case. Okay. So next one, B, a Yom Tov in hotel. Okay. When the family spends a Yom Tov in hotel, it is preferable that the candle will be lit in their table at the dining room. If this is not possible, the woman should light the candles in her room and derive some benefit from the light. See above. I mean, okay. If lighting in a private room is not feasible, she should light the candles anywhere in the dining room where they will provide some additional illumination for the diners. Regrettably, hotels often request that the candles be lit on a table too distant to provide illumination to any of the diners, or some or other than the main dining room. This practice is not accordance with the halacha, right? Since these candles do not illuminate the Yom Tov table and any other darkened area. And any blessing made there is unfortunately in vain. Okay, so let's understand this piece before we continue, because it's very practical. Very practical. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain. When the family spends the Yom Tov in hotel, so first of all, hotel must be a kosher hotel. What does it mean? It has to have a key, so you cannot have a card, like electronic card. It's not going to work, and it has to have an eruv, right? So it's not so simple, right? Eruv and then key, so you can go out. So in the States there are some hotels like that. It is true. In Israel, more like some of them, also not too many. Basically, you have to reserve the key before Shabbos, and they're going to give you a key, take deposit from you, right? And then you can carry out the key, right? But even to bring the key downstairs, it's a problem, right? If there is no air. Okay. So 1 second. But beauty that in Israel, in many like more or less like a little bigger hotels, there is always synagogue. That's good. I mean, usually you want to daven in a bigger shul, like with locals, not with the tourists, but there is an advantage, so you don't have to go far. Okay. I don't know. If this is not possible, women should light the candles in her room. So usually, of course, they forbid all of the fires in their room, and if they find out, they're going to create a big trouble for you, right? But technically, I mean, we will light it in our room. Okay, well, what can we do? They say no, we say yes. Okay, but is it right? I don't know. Probably not, because they would not be very happy if they find out. But of course, we took all of the precautions. We do like only like tea lights, not the chemical candles, and we took a plate and wrapped it in aluminum foil, so like nothing is going to happen, that triple layers or something. So for sure it was protected, and right, it would be the best, right? Provide illumination diners, or if there is a Shabbaton, let's say, and everybody is eating it in the same huge dining room, so that's a little different. So you must light the candles, not must, but where you eat. But even if you did not, and you lit your candles in your room, that's also like good. So it's for illumination. So you see where to go, how to change, how to undo your bed and stuff like that. So it's also benefit, no problem. But again, make sure that you derive some benefit before you leave. Okay. Regularly, hotels often request that the candles are lit on a table too distant to provide illumination for any of the diners, or somewhere other than the main dining room, right? So I mean that's what I saw in even most respectable hotel. They don't need all the tourists. They need all of these people tell them what to do. They say and they announce like sometimes they announce on a speaker. So we're not allowed. We will not allow you to light the candles, dear guests, after that, in your rooms. Like they know what we're going to do. So, and the only place they allow you to do in the lobby, where all the where this reception is standing, so she can overlook and the whole procedure, and she sees. I mean, if it's the fire, so she can stop or alert people. I mean, I understand hotels. This understandable, but for us, unless so, of course, in this case, in this case, we need to where everybody else lead. My wife took Tehillim, right? She read some Tehillim next to it, and then we went to our room. Okay. One second. So right, but if women do not know, they just lit the candle and they walk away. That's it. It's like a blessing in vain. Okay. Okay, blessing in vain. Okay, continue. If the only place in which the hotel management allows the candle lighting in such a designated area, and for sure, right, on some closed room or something, there are two solutions. A, one can light the candles there and derive some benefit by reading by the candles or eating something there. Okay. Eating something there. After the candle lights, we're not allowed to eat. I guess reading something there is a better solution. Just say, okay. B. If it is not possible to benefit from the candles in a designated area, it is best one not light the candles at all. That's it. So, I mean, you're anus. You try to do the mitzvah, but that's it. You cannot do anything. But rather turn off the electric light in one's room with the express intention that it is lit for a mitzvah of lighting candles for Yom Tov. So, of course, not in the main room, but in a corridor or something that that's for the need of Yom Tov. As mentioned above, some authorities rule that one can recite bracha over the lighting of electric bulb, but it's, as we said, we don't have those bulbs today. But Hagon Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal disagrees. So basically, sometimes you just light in the room. Okay, what can you do? Or if you can derive benefit there, it would be preferable. Okay. So next one, last section, C, Yom Tov in a hospital. If a woman spends a Yom Tov in a hospital and her husband is at home, he must light the candles in the house. The woman has technically fulfilled her obligation to light the candles through her husband's lighting at home, right? Okay, so that's since it is a special relationship between husband and wife, so they consider it to be one unit, right? So, but only between husband and wife. Kids are not. They're not considered to be one unit with their parents. Meaning the kids. I mean the kids. I mean after majority. 12 for girls and 13 for boys, so they have to light. They have separate obligation to light the candles if they're going to sleep over in a friend's house. So they have to be part of that household, right? But wife in the hospital, let's say she's giving birth or something, so men must light the candles with the blessing, with everything. However, since it is customary for a woman to light the candles, she may, if she wishes, light in the hospital. Since many hospitals forbid lighting of the candles, I mean, they have oxygen tanks or oxygen coming from the wall. I mean, today there is no tanks, but it's just coming from the wall, right? So, I'm not going to allow you to light the candles to explode everything. Of course not, right? So, forbid the candles. Woman may extinguish the electric light in her room and then turn it on again with express intention that it be for the mitzvah of lighting the candles for Yom Tov, right? So that's what she can do. However, since she's technically fulfilled her obligation with her husband lighting, and moreover, Hagaon Rav Moshe finds in Zatzal rule that the bracha can never be recited over the electric light, she should certainly not recite blessing when she turns the electric light. Okay, so technically just rely on your husband and that's it. But if you want, you can turn on and off the lights, but you see, it's not so obvious. Even like you have like the big light on top of you, when you turn it on, it's not so obvious that you did it for the sake of Yom Tov. So they or Shabbos, right? Shabbos Yom Tov is the same thing here. So our sages say it's better to do like some extra light, like a flashlight. So flashlight would be the best. So it's extra light that you see. It's for sure. It's everybody understand. It is not for the sake of. It's something extra. If your husband is not at home for Yom Tov, his lighting cannot exempt her from her own obligation. She should therefore light the candles if possible. If not possible, she should use the electric light. Here we go, lights. And as previously explained, it's not. Okay, yeah. So as electric lights. In this case, the issue is whether she should recite the bracha. Hinges on previously mentioned dispute between Hagon Rav Moshe Feinstein and the other authorities. But today there is no dispute whatsoever. There is no dispute because there is no these lights, incandescent lights, right? All of them LED or CFG or whatever it's called. Right, so that's not the light that they're talking about here. Okay. even though according to some opinion, I forgot what is called this white light, like the tubes. So actually, in my show that they replace those and they LED as well. But if it's original one with condenser and stuff like that, so that's on the according to some opinion, this the inside of condenser it is fire, because there is some element inside that gets so hot. It's not red. It's even white hot. So for sure, if you take like a touch with a piece of paper, the paper is going to go aflame. So that's why it calls fire. So in these things, technically, according to some poskim, you can say the blessing, right? But as Rav Moshe Francis said, no. But at least how we can use these lights so to fulfill the mitzvah, because it is fire. Okay, so I can stop here. So let's see, what time is it? Oh wow, overtime. So let's do a few questions and we take a break. Okay. So let's see the questions. Wow, it's a lot of questions. So I'm going to skip for now this question that on different topic. Okay. Rav, is the time of intermediary where there is no Yom Tov between the first and the second day? Okay. I'm not sure what's it mean. Is the time of intermediary where there is no Yom Tov between the first and second day, from the time of sunset to the time one lights? If not, what is the leniency? I'm not sure what does it mean. If there a time of intermediary where there is no Yom Tov within the first, please clarify this question. It's not clear. It's not clear. Maybe examples or something. Next question. Question on Yom Tov. If Shabbos coincides with Shavuos, okay, since we want to accept the Shavuos after the content 49 full days, can we light the candles at the regular time and say Shehecheyanu blessing after the nightfall? Since saying Shehecheyanu is acknowledgement arrival of Yom Tov. I mean, that's a good question. I understand what you're trying to do, but in this case, is it possible that first day of Shavuos is going to be on Shabbos? I'm not sure. I mean, we have to check. Maybe yes, maybe no. So, but in this case, since we don't have a choice, so of course the Shabbos comes first. So you light the candles, and since you already with lighting of the candles, you already accepted. You already accepted Shabbos, and you already accepted the Shavuos. So it's like irrelevant. That's not much that you can do. Actually, maybe in this case, say yeah, I'm lighting the candles, but I'm not accepting Shabbos. I'm not accepting Shabbos or Shavuos. Let's say, yeah, I'm not accepting. Then there is no problem, right? There is no problem. So and it's going to be accepted automatically, whether you're ready or not, with the nightfall. Right, and after the nightfall, of course, if for example, single woman, so she can say the blessing Shehecheyanu inside of the what is it, kiddush? That's it. So that's a perfect solution. But we have to check if first day of Shavuos can fall on Shabbos. I'm not sure. So usually the Shavuos, the first day, coincide the day of the week coincides with the Pesach first day. That's for sure. Okay. right. As with Shabbos, we can delay the acceptance. Okay, so next one. I have a question about Shabbos and Yom Tov. According to Sephardic Minhag, it seems that Erev Shabbos is the right time to recite 13 principles of faith in a poetic way. Okay, so the first question: is it forbidden to recite them regularly, enumerating them on a weekday and during the morning on Shabbos? And then the second question: does this apply to Yom Tov as well? Okay, so let's do this question. So again, question about Shabbos and Yom Tov. According to Sephardim Minhag, it seems that on Erev Shabbos, so Friday morning day, it is a right time to recite 13 principles of faith in a poetic way. Okay, so there is the Minhag. Okay, there is no problem. So the first question. So actually, it's just so we know, not in poetic way, but in general way. It's actually the minhag of the whole Klal Israel to recite. It's part of the Shachari services, like morning service. Like it's after you say Psalm of the day. Like there is additional things. There is Parsha Haman. There is other things. 10 remembers according to Sephardim. 6 remembers according to Ashkenazim. And there are 10 commandments and also like 13 principle of faith. It is there. So I don't say it, but unfortunately, but it's proper to say it everywhere, every day. But let's say special with a special tune on Friday night. Okay. So the question. So the first question: it is forbidden to recite them regularly. No, it's not. Okay, so the answer to the third question: it's not forbidden to recite them regularly. As I said, it's proper to recite them every day. To recite them regularly, enumerating them as on a weekday. Is it forbidden to recite them regularly, enumerating them as on a weekday during the morning Shabbos? I mean, too many things in one. Okay, it's forbidden to recite the regularly. It's a poetic way. If you think if you say that some people sing them. If you cannot sing, not everybody can sing, so you can read them out. There is no problem whatsoever. All right. It's forbidden to recite them regularly, enumerating them. There is no problem. On a weekday, I don't see any issues. And during the morning Shabbos, I don't think that people say it on the morning of Shabbos. So all the extra things, I think we skip on Shabbos because why? Because the prayer is long as it is. So our sages did not want to overburden people. Okay. And then the second question: does it apply to Yom Tov as well? I'm not sure, but I was not aware of this Sephardic custom to say this certain principle. But if it's Shabbos in Yom Tov, and in this respect, it should be the same. I don't see any why it should be different. Okay, so let's do 5 minutes break as we promised, and then we come back and continue with the class. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so we continue with our questions. So 13 principles we answered. Okay. Now on Yom Tov Havdalah, do we need to recite bracha borem in merei ha'esh, since we are able to benefit from the flames? And Yom Tov Havdalah. And the light from pre-existing flames? No, we don't. It's a good question. On after Yom Tov, of course, you have to do Havdalah, but you make Havdalah only on wine. That's it. We don't do on Bisumim, and no candle. But we do candle when Sunday is Yom Tov, then we do candles. Right? But since you're not allowed to extinguish the candle, so what do? You light one candle, single candle. Then second, you join the wicks. So it's going to be like a torch, right? 2 weeks I consider to be torch, and it's Havdalah. And of course, you're not allowed to extinguish this flame, this second candle or first candle. So you put them and they're going to burn out by themselves. That's a Havdalah, and Havdalah this Havdalah is actually included in our Kiddush. Right, when you say Yom Tov Kiddush, watch there. If it's at the Motzei Shabbos, there is a special Havdalah inside of the Kiddush. Yes. Okay. Right, but on regular Yom Tov, yes, there is no candles, but as we said, you were able to benefit from the candles. Okay, next question. There are a question about using electric lights of Yom Tov. If a woman has to light electric lights, does she say Shehecheyanu when lighting? I don't know. It's we usually, as we said, we light, like, let's say a person is going to have a dinner in a living room, dining room, whatever room, that we turn off all of the lights, then turn back on the electric lights and light the candles. So that's the procedure. We light the candles. But Shehecheyanu, and then you say one blessing on the lighting, meaning lighting of electric lights plus candles. So mostly the candles, but including that as well. Okay. Just you make blessing on all of the lights combined. You don't distinguish, right? And Shehecheyanu is for the lighting, not for the lighting, but since with the lighting of the candles and the lighting of the electric light, you accept Yom Tov, so you say the blessing, thank HaShem that you lived till this Yom Tov. So that's the blessing. Okay. 1 second, somehow it's. Apologize, it's keep jumping. Lights and windows. For example, okay. If a woman lights on electric lights, if a woman has to light electric lights, does she say Shehecheyanu on when lighting? Yes. I apologize, and I misunderstood the question. I said the question. So yeah, she says. She said that the Shehecheyanu on the day itself, right? Whenever she accepts the day, right? So Shehecheyanu is not on the lighting, but lighting brings in the holidays and and you say that the blessing on the holiday itself. Okay, and plus, as we said, if you're not sure if she's going to do the kiddush there, so make on during the kiddush. That's it. So, and if you're not allowed to light the candles, and they say don't touch the lights, they in some hospital they never turn the lights off, like in prison something, or like semi dim, so people can sleep. Okay, so I mean it depends. Okay. Hospital, she does not. Okay. Right. Okay. So we said technically Shehecheyanu again is on the day itself. So if she's going to with question of lights, what can you do? Even sometimes, as we said in the book, and practically sometimes it's not your choice. I mean, they're not allowed you to light the lights. Period. What can you do? Okay. So the electric lighter would be the best, right? Maybe they are not going to see it, and maybe it's the best. But if not, if they would forbid, so you just don't light. Okay. Somehow I skip the order. Okay, so it's same as similar questions. How do we recite Borei Morei Chayesh in Havdalah on Motzei Shabbos if also going into Yom Tov? So we're answer this question in a kiddush, in the kiddush itself. So it's not your Friday night kiddush. It's Yom Tov night kiddush. So and when it's coincide with Motzei Shabbos. Yeah, check. It is there. It's like in a gray box or something. So next question. Question about Aveira during Shabbos. Okay. Is it forbidden to cry or to be sad on Shabbos? Yes. But when we recite Shir HaShirim, we often feel the sad and helpless. How can we avoid crying during this precious time? Okay, so there is an old custom, Jewish custom, to say the whole Shir HaShirim. It's actually before. The custom is to say it after Mincha, so people pray Mincha, and then they say Shir HaShirim. It's actually it's an house Siddur, but it's if you look at the translation, they say it's not word to word translation. If word to word translation is too difficult, so in this translation they actually give you the meaning, like it is with a commentary in some sense. I mean, it is a text, but it's not word to word translation. It's with a commentary. Okay, so. So technically, I would say if person knows that she's going to cry, I would say do it before. Do it before Shabbos starts, right? So technically, nobody's stopping us. Forbidden to be sad during the Shabbos, yes. But when we recite Shir HaShirim, so I mean, I often feel sad and helpless. I'm not sure. We need to explain why sad and helpless. I mean, it's an amazing song about love from between HaShem and his people. So I'm not sure what exactly. It's not like I know the text by heart, but we need to explanation why sad or helpless. Okay, how can we avoid crying during the precious time? I mean, if person is overwhelmed with the feeling, so first of all, it's if it's on Shabbos, so it's we would advise not to read something on Shabbos that would make a person sad. Right? That's a general, like we don't eulogize on Shabbos, unless it is a huge like Rabbi, somebody very very important for the whole nation. Then we can eulogize. But otherwise we don't. So if something like bring you sadness in general, so we try not to do it. Right, similar question on this. Okay, are we allowed to recite certain chapters Tehillim on Shabbos? If we know, we probably would cry when recite them. I mean, again, it depends on. Why are we crying? So if a person cries, for example, that he or she is very far from HaShem and they want to get closer, that's amazing tears, right? It's when cry from spirituality, yes, there is no problem. When cry from sadness, when person said, yeah, my situation never going to change, that's the thing. And I was able with HaShem. I mean, it took this one day took I don't know several years of my life. When somebody wanted to commit suicide, this guy, I mean, and he used to learn with us, and he stopped, and I was telling him, I mean, if you think about the reason, I'm not going to say the reason, but just reason, I mean, for a normal person, like that's it, that's what happened, and you want to commit, you don't want to live any longer. Like people would laugh, not laugh, but will be baffled, like you serious. But for that person was serious, like it's absolutely serious that his situation changed and nothing is going for him. And our goal was to convince him that situation is temporary. Everything is temporary in this life, right? And the same is that situation. So there is no. And he was crying, and he was like very very depressed, and I'm not sure what he was willing to do with himself, But basically, I took to talk him out of it. Baruch Hashem. I mean, it cost me, I don't know, as I said, few years of my life this night. But Baruch Hashem, it's never happened, and he's alive and well. I mean, hopefully, I haven't talked to him for a long time. The same approach here is like, if you know that it's only temporary, it's not going to last forever. It's Hashem just put you in this situation to see how you're going to behave under these circumstances. That's it. I mean, I understand it's easy to say, but we have to convince ourselves. So this situation, it's only temporary. It's not going to be forever. But Yetzer Hara, of course, he tells this guy, that's it. It's end of life. He was at that point maybe 24 years old. 24 years old. End of life because of what happened. I'm not going to say what, but it was a laughable. Of course, I know nobody was laughing, but that's what we have to remind ourselves. Hashem is just testing us, so it's not. He said on Shabbos, don't be sad. Try not to be sad. But if it's for spiritual reasons, that person feels that I'm so far away from Hashem, with all my Yetzer Hara, with all my desires, with all of these people that annoy me, and I cannot tell them no, just leave me alone, right? So that's a reason to write to Hashem and ask him for help, right? So to say no to some people, just leave me alone, just leave me, just say no, right? So it's a sign of free person. What is the difference between free person and a slave? Right? What's the difference? One difference, only one difference. So a free person can say no. Slave cannot say no. They always say yes. Wherever they have desires, and a slave could be to somebody else or to their desires. So desire said that you have to do whatever, right? And he got up at 3:35 in the morning, right? And went to do whatever the Yetzer Hara told him, right? But as free men, and we always have to be free men and women. So we have to say, no, I'm not going to do it. Right? Somebody want to take advantage of us, annoy us. We said, no. Okay, go find somebody else. No, don't tell them go find. Just leave me alone. Okay. So we have, okay. So continue. There is an exception to a case a woman cannot be during Havdalah, and there is no neighbor of anyone near to her to hear the blessing. Should she recite Havdalah? Ben Hamavdil ben Kodesh Lachol? No, actually, a woman is allowed to say Havdalah. If so, we say okay, step back. So we say if she has a husband, she can do it for her. Good. If she other family member, she has a father, okay, no problem, it's good. So if not, so if they have close neighbors, right? Of course, not a single neighbor, but that's Yichud. But somebody like the different family next door, right? So she can join them and hear Havdalah from them. But if not, she should do her own Havdalah. Don't rely on this. Baruch Hamavdil ben Kodesh Lachol, and she can drink wine, and this wine is not going to damage her in any way. Right? Our sages promise, because it says that from Kiddush cup, a woman it's preferable to drink, right? From the husband. I mean, if they're guests and they would be afraid, maybe not a good idea, but usually there is no problem with the family to drink with one cup, right? So a man drinks, then pours more wine into that same cup, gives to his wife, she drinks, there is no problem. Of course, don't offer guests, right? So, but some people, they a little off, and they would send the cup to their he would give to his wife, to kids, everybody drink. And guess what? There is two stranger guys or a couple. Then they're going to. I mean, out of the embarrassment, maybe they're going to see, but it's not proper. That's absolutely not proper, right? And we also learn in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. So when you do Birchas Hamazon over the cup of wine, it's proper to send to your wife. Yeah, so she'd also drink. because it's a cup of blessing. It's a special zgula to drink from that cup as well. Right? But when a person does Havdalah, it says don't give to your wife. It's not because we're greedy, but it says because Kabbalistically she will grow mustache. If she's going to don't ask her why, it's I don't know. That's what it says. So that's why women usually like avoid drinking this wine. But if she's the one making a Havdalah, there is no problem. Or to be on the safe side, if she's afraid, this and that, so they make Havdalah on something else. Do it in coffee, like might on tea, do it on beer or something. I don't know, on some other beverage, orange juice, milk. Okay, and there is no problem. But it's proper for women to do all of the things to say it on a candle, on a bisumim, and on the whole complete blessings, right? So with this, with the wine, it's preferable on wine. As I said, our sage is guaranteed nothing is going to happen to her. So like somebody is a single woman, so now she's going to curse because she's a single woman. She's a widow, for example. Like it's not normal, right? Our sages say it's proper to have red wine for Havdalah, right? So no problem. Continue. Okay. Thank you. 1 second. Question was available during Shabbos. Thank you very much, Kodraf. It is because of the separation between HaShem and Hashem's precious children, right? And the tragedy that happened while they aren't together. Yeah, that's very nicely said. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Yes. So I mean, because of the spiritual things, there is no problem to cry. And me personally, I had the best prayers, the most spiritual prayer on Shabbos, the more like moving prayers. Okay. All right. So let's. I saw there are a few more questions. Let's do Yichud, and I think there was some questions from yesterday. We just need to find them. I just need to find them. Okay. So we continue with Lozar Yichud, and we got up to, believe it or not, chapter 3. So as you remember, many references were left, for detail reference to details were left for chapter 3. And our topic is the primary exemption to Yichud. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Introduction. Early in this work, chapter 1, Yichud was defined as seclusion of men and a woman or women, okay, in the manner of conductive to arise, right? So that's how we started. Just to remind us quickly, one man and one woman in seclusion, it's on a biblical level. One man and two women or three women is on a rabbinical level, and it's still prohibited. Okay, there's some exception, but right, because the situation is conductive to arise. Arise is forbidden intimate relations. In this case, I mean, different interpretation of arise depend on the context, but that's what it means in this case. Halachos of Yichud, however, are also guided by the overriding premise, which shall be referred to as a principle of conductiveness to arise. Conductiveness. This means that the prohibition of Yichud is determined by conductiveness to arise in a seclusion. So first of all, who is participating, right, in this Yichud, and plus it's very, as he said, overriding premise which shall be referred to as a principle, conductiveness or arise. Meaning, what is the probability that something happened? And as we saw even in the second chapter, in some cases when when it was a man and a woman, and we said what is the probability of arise. He's I don't know, he's after a surgery. He's 97 years old, and he has a tube sticking out of his nose and from his stomach or something. And she's a female nurse. Is it like in the closed room, right? And late at night, right? Is something going to happen? Most probably nothing is going to happen, right? So that's conducting the stories. This means that the prohibition of Yichud is determined by conducting the arise in the seclusion. So even though we said that one man and one woman are forbidden, even nothing is going to happen, right? Why? Because the seclusion itself is forbidden, even it's nothing happened, right? But here they say what is conducting the arise? Okay, in seclusion. Accordingly, a Yichud seclusion, which is not conducive to arise, is not forbidden by Torah and maybe even be permitted. So I think these examples that you give one man and one woman, so there is no conductiveness to arise, would be permitted. Yichud in thus fully defined as a seclusion of the opportunity. Yichud is thus fully defined as seclusion of opposite genders in a manner that conducive to arise. So you see, I think in this chapter they're going to build up on what we said last time in the previous chapter. Okay, so Yichud fully defined as seclusion opposite gender, so that manner that conducive to arise. Okay, there are two principles: seclusion, right? Seclusion. And conducting to arise. So I'm just adding from myself. So in previous chapter we were talking mostly about seclusion, and some mentioning somewhat conducting to arise. Okay, together from the basis of this principle halacha of Yichud, and are the key to at least 10 different halachic exemption to Yichud, as will be further explained in this chapter. Okay, so we're going to look at the combination of things. So part A, a general premise of Yichud, seclusion that can lead to arise. Okay, that's a classic case. Okay, general premise of Yichud, seclusion that can lead to arise, so everybody is healthy, everybody is good. Okay, simply being cloistered in tranquil and quiet setting is not necessarily a halachic form of Yichud. Okay, there must be isolated privacy in addition to the other considerations, as discussed earlier in chapter 1 and 2 above. Yichud is defined as a setting in which the principles are in seclusion. There is isolated and protected intrusion from intrusion, in a manner that is conducive to arise. Okay, so let me see if there's a continuation. So before we continue, let's try to understand what it says here. So before, just to remind a few examples that we had before. It's not only like in an office or an apartment building or something, like even or in some kind of storage. Right? Even we said like a remote part of the lake, so they're on a canoe or in a boat or something. That's also a problem, right? Or some like in a forest or in a park, in the remote corners of the park, in a weekday or something, when nobody's there. Okay, so right, so it's also considered to be Yichud. So now we see how comfortable the people will be, right, with each other, and confident that nobody is going to walk in on them. Okay. So let's do this from the beginning, and just to make sure that we did not miss anything. Simply being cloistered in a tranquil and quiet setting is not necessarily halachic forms of Yichud. Just because it's nice and quiet, so meaning if anybody can come or they're afraid of something, so it's not Yichud. There must be isolated privacy. So it's highlighted, isolated privacy. In addition to other considerations, as discussed earlier, Yichud defined as setting in which the principal are in seclusion, right? In seclusion, there is isolated and protected from intrusion. So meaning the lock and nobody else have a key, so you cannot open from outside. Right? In the manner that conducted to arise. Okay. Continue. Not all of the seclusions, the situation of seclusion, are equally conductive to arise, and some are not conductive at all. These are considered to be critical to determine when seclusion of a man and a woman is forbidden and when it can be perfectly permissible, as will be explained. So even one-to-one, right, one man and one woman, even though according like a straightforward approach, it is forbidden by the Torah. So now we add into this formula the second principle, which conductiveness to arise. Maybe what is the probability that something can happen? Okay. So let's see. So let's do at least 1 point. So it's a A1. Two main elements of forbidden Yichud. When analyzing the definition of the laws of Yichud, one must conclude that forbidden Yichud is a circumstance in which two conditions must be present. Right? Okay. First is seclusion, and second, conductiveness to arise. Okay. So we just repeat. Also, number one, elements of seclusion. Okay. Halachic concept of Yichud seclusion means that it's isolated. The isolated parties must feel sense of sheltered privacy. So maybe meaning that they should feel relaxed, that like nothing is going to happen. Meaning nobody is going to come in. There is they to feel comfortably protected from any possible outside notice or intrusion. Okay, nobody knows that they're there. Okay, so it's after hours in a storage somewhere, right? So nobody knows that they actually left there. That's it, right? Example: the following circumstances are considered halachically Yichud, seclusion, and forbidden midaraisa. Okay, here we go. Examples: a man and a woman who are A, secluded in enclosed private settings. For example, alone in a locked room, house, office, building, etc. Right, so that's a classic example, right? So they're alone in a locked room, right? House, office, building, etc. So, and of course, they do not expect anybody come in. Even somebody maybe has a key, but they're not going to come in. Okay, or B, alone in a car on a backwoods roads, right? A quiet rural area, etc. At night or even by day. Okay, so meaning they were very far away from civilization, right? On backwood roads. I mean, there is hardly any there are more deers than cars, for example, right? So that's and it could be at night and it could be by day. Okay. So it's very, very interesting. So it's also like conducted to arise. Or C, secluded in a withdrawn private settings. For example, secluded park, woods, cave, or a desolate, wide open area, such a large field. I'm not sure what is a prairie. I'm not sure what is it. Plain or a desert, but we got the point. So even if it's outside, right, withdrawn private settings, secluded park, right, or area of the park, woods for sure, cave, or isolate wide open area like a large field, right? So even large field that you can see for many miles. I mean, for some miles there is nobody there. Okay. And there is no business for the people to be there. Okay. Right, cave, desolate, wide open area, such a large field, plain or a desert. Okay, nobody's there. So number two. So now, so first one, it was element of seclusion. So the second one is element of arayas, conductiveness to arayas. A halachic concept of the conductiveness to arayas means that the seclusion must, in addition, to be private, also have characteristics that could naturally lead to isolated parties toward arayas, not behavior. Okay. So one more time, the halachic concept of conducting the Torah means that the seclusion must, in addition to being private, also have characteristics that could naturally lead the isolated parties towards arayas behavior. So meaning, and it's not like somebody planned or like somebody have a girlfriend on the side and they went somebody. No. Summer. So we're talking about like people did not plan anything, and now they in this situation, and because of the environment, they decided to do something forbidden. Okay. Example: Yichud seclusion between man and a woman is considered halachically conductive to arayas, and forbidden midaraisa if there is a natural arayas interest between them. Right, so very, very interesting. Right, so what is the natural arayas interest between them? For example, they're of age, they have reached physical maturity, right? So okay, and no close blood relatives. So meaning the close blood relations would stop, right? Stop them. For example, they're not father/daughter, mother/son, sister/brother, right? So none of those. So meaning cousins. Some people say like very close with their cousins. That's the problem. I say, you normal? You're not allowed. Yes, he said. Yeah, but that's what we do. That's we like that, Rabbi. We're different from this country, from that country. So it's not Jewish way, right? Just because she's nice, she's your cousin, does not mean that you can sleep in one room even. Like you normal. Since you were doing while you were 7, or like it's different, but now you're grown up, you cannot do that, right? Even it's separate when nobody's there, so you have to leave. She has to leave. Something must happen. Okay, so again, conducting the to arayas example, midaraisa, if there is some interest between them. Okay, so some interest meaning. That they are like adults, right? The adults are mature and not close relatives. So if that, it could be arayas, right? So it could be arayas. Okay. So we stop here. So let me know if you have any questions. Continue. So let's continue. 1 second, somehow it went back. Exception for this command. Okay, so thank you very much. So those are left from Tuesday night. Okay. First question, Kodarov, a question about shidduchim. I wonder what type of the medical background / history should one provide when going for shidduch. Okay. Does one need to specific physical examination or a genetic check for shidduchim? Yes, that's a very good question. So let's try to answer. So very good question. So first, one of medical background. So first of all, I mean, we're not going to come up with a list of the medical issues. Like first of all, the most important is psychological issue, right? Some things. Maybe a person is taking medicine, right? So that's must be disclosed. Then you ask for some. What is if if person has some life-threatening disease or some serious medical issue. So serious medical issues, meaning that person is taking medicine, I don't know, like leprosy or something. So it is serious. Meaning, if the other person would know that somebody have a leprosy, he or she, they would not get married. So it would stop them, right? So that's serious enough. And also it is okay to ask if they have some other like hereditary like disease, like it's something that runs in the family. There is some disease that runs only from a woman's side, so the blood does not clot or something, right? Or on the men's side, so like they must know that they have to reveal this. And what else? And plus for Ashkenazim, so Ashkenazi do the test. So it says a Ashkenazi test. I don't remember. Of course, there is a scientific name to it. So they actually be because it could be some potential mismatch. So if they both of them carriers of some disease, like some syndrome or whatever it's called, there is like the whole list. I have one from many years ago. I think even insurance pays for that. You know what? Even insurance pays. I think we did not pay extra. Okay. Right, and then it's possible. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you can check the main point. If, for example, he and she positive, so most likely there would be a problem with the children. So then it's not recommended. It's not recommended. So it's better to do it like early in the dating process, so you would not have like a disappointments later on. Because people like go by their feelings and say, yeah, maybe it's not going to happen. What is the percentage wise? It's only 37%. We're going to be in the rest 63 or something like. You understand? So and then they have this child. They're going to suffer the whole the whole life. Was it worth it? I don't know. If you want to ask for suffering upon yourself because of the stupidity, yeah, maybe it's. Maybe you won the prize, but otherwise, like if it's known that Ashkenazim have this issue, so we will, all of us do this test and see like if there is a potential issue. Okay, so like in some cases, scientifically, the probability of the issue is very small, so it can be neglectful. But otherwise, yeah, if it's serious. Right, so we have to be very careful. Okay, so that's about the questions about medical background. And if they did not reveal to you, for example, they decided to be smart, did not reveal, and then after the marriage it was discovered, so the marriage is null and void. So there is no need for get. It's nothing. Right, and he's not going to pay ksuba because the marriage was conducted on false premises, right? And she tried to lie, or he tried to lie, right? So that's terrible. Of course, we try not to do, but some people, I mean, there's some cases in people in desperate situations. She cannot get married if she's going to reveal her her medical history from the mother's side. Everybody have a brain cancer or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, or like in intestinal cancer, like your grandmother, mother, like your great grandmother, right? I don't know, mother, like your sister, mother's sister. So like it's very like probable that she's going to have the same. Maybe right now she checked there is nothing. I mean, of course, you go to the big Chacham and ask him the question, right? But in most of the cases, they would say, no, why would you risk? So, okay, continue. I could have a hypothetical question about shidduchim. I wonder if the guy is very close to his mother, For example, quoting his mother during the shidduch date frequently, would it be a red flag? What is the proper closeness a guy should have to his mother? That's a big issue. Uh, I know from my experience the mothers are the toughest warriors. So we lost the boys several times, 3 times or 4 times. I lost the battle of the sons. And sons, I'm not talking 16 years old or 13 years old. I'm talking grown up sons in their 30s or even 40s in one case. One is 20s. You understand? So mothers, they have a lot of impact, right, on child, even though if they grown up. And in some cases, we actually have a family. I know, the mother used to learn with us. The children is maybe in their 40s, the girl, the woman is mid 40s, and he's a little younger, but and they live both of them, or she move out. I don't know, but that doesn't matter. The mother the mother divorced, and she's so loving mother, so she puts so much love into these children, and she serve them and do the best whatever she created such a life environment, so none of them want to get married. Who needs that? You understand? So that's crazy. So if he quotes his mother very often, maybe it's not. Maybe for sure it's a red flag, right? Especially if he would insist to live next to his mother, as we had a case. The guy found the girl, and she said, "Okay, before we continue dating, so I saw your resume. You look very nice, but where are you planning to live?" He said, "I don't know. I have a few questions to ask you." She said, "Stop 1 second. Let me explain. I'm planning to live 7 blocks radius from my family." She had 6 sisters. So if you're not willing to live next to my parents, who needs you? You understand? I think the guy got married. I haven't heard about him since. I mean, I don't ask people about anybody because, as we learned in the beginning of class, it can provide provoke Haloshon hara, right? I mean, I wish everybody best. Nobody asked my advice, my help, so I'm trying not to ask about people because. But that was I remember she said 7 blocks. I don't know some because it was main road at a different neighborhood. Some I mean 7 maybe 8.5 blocks. This south north I don't know she was very precise. I mean she said I'm not going to walk pregnant to more than 7 blocks. I'm not sure 7 blocks how much is it in a distance, but doesn't matter. So she already figured out. So this guy, I mean, it depends on his personality. If he likes to be in a family, always a lot of people, always the mother say, "No, you're going to eat that." No, you're going to eat that. And sometimes she would go, and father come over and open up the kitchen cabinet and see what for example his mother, right? What this girl cooked him. Right, sometimes it's a yogurt, and the guy is happy. He got married, and he bought himself a salad or something, and he's happy with the salad. But mother say, "What do you mean? There's no 3-course dinner. It's my son. He's the best. He's the smartest. He's what do you mean? This yogurt, or he's going to cook spaghetti or something. It's not good, right? So the point I'm trying to make is if she agrees to live to live in a different town from the mother, maybe it's not that bad, but for sure it's a red flag. So we have to check if it's worth it, because from my experience, I lost to all of the mothers. Right? They're so strong. The grip on this child so strong, and even the child wants to separate from but umbilical cord is still there. It was never cut, never, even if he's 40 years old. Okay. Continue. Next question. Because I have a question about money and honesty. If one is working in a financial department of the company and finds out the company is cheating on taxes, does he has an obligation to quit the job or report situation to authority? Does it make difference if the owner company is Jewish or not? Very good question. If it's, I would say, if it's non-Jewish, I guess maybe it's simply better not to work for this company. You see, he cannot go to authorities. If let's start from simple case. Simple case, they're Jews, so he cannot go to IRS or to the government and report a Jew, right? He cannot do that, and he cannot go to the Beis Din. You understand? So Beis Din is not going to take the case, and government like IRS also, they're going to I don't know. They're going to arrest people and put them in a prison because of use. Who needs that? So I would say it's proper not to be there. So in my company, I used to work a person. I still learn with him. It's my the oldest chavrusa, the oldest. I don't know how many, like 15 years we learn. Maybe more. Maybe more than 15 years, right? So he used to be we used to work in the same company, and he's a salesman. And he was selling products. Of course, I mean, there are many departments. I was not working with that product. I had no idea. And he told me like a few times he was very excited. And he said, but tell me, is it possible? I said, what's possible? And he told me that they trying to push him to sell a product that does not exist. So on paper, it exists. But he said, when I tested myself, it did not work. When I came to programmers and asked him, show me how it works, and they say it's not ready yet. So basically, they made the guy lying to the customers that it's a fantastic product and it actually works the best, like the best in the market. And in truth, it did not work. So, I mean, he did not ask me what to do, but I was in shock. I mean, how is it possible? It's all, I mean, it's like a reputation of the company. But what he was end up doing, he was trying to switch to a different product, but it then did not work. I mean, we're a small company, we were only like 3 salespeople, and guess what? He had to leave, right? And he was blessed. He actually found a better job, because in this situation, I mean, you don't want to be informer, right? And you don't want to be informer basically, right? It's better to go to a different place. Okay. And yes, it makes sense they're Jewish or not. So if they're Jewish, it's much worse to report to authorities. Non-Jew, it's a little easier, but I don't know, who said they're going to stop? Right? And if they find out it was you, like, who needs that? Okay, so next question. Rabbi, I'm wondering if there are 2 other circumstances where one does not have to listen to his parents. I think if they tell you to sin, as I learned from Rabbi Reuven Shlita, and it says in Chumash, a man should fear his parents and keep Shabbos. Okay, so there are 3. I said there are three instances where we're not obligated to listen to our parents. So first instance, as we discussed yesterday, I think we said if you know that this shidduch is good for you, and parents said not, because he's not rich from the rich family. So I had this issue, and I talked to these people, and I asked this mother, she's in a business. I said, but let me ask you, when you were 21-year-old, you were rich or something? She said no, but I had a lot of potential. I said, so maybe they have also a lot of potential. Like why? Because she's not rich, or like that she's from a poor family. your father is a school bus driver, like that's it. She's not good, because they don't have money. So you have money, so you're going to buy me businesses. Who cares about that? You understand? But some people that they so insistent, then that's it. So because of the stupidity, like Hashem does not mean somebody their parents to be rich in order for Hashem to provide to people. He's going to provide anyway, with the parents or without the parents. If the parents want the benefit, that did not work for, they actually work for something, and there's a holy couple, and they're going to produce holy children. Yes, so the parents are going to benefit. So you have money, so provide, help your kids out. But if they insist to be stubborn, she's like that, he's like that, not from this family, people I don't know, told me from Russia, right? That there is a Moscow, the capital, and people sophisticated, and some people from I don't know, some from shtetls, not shtetl, small towns, and they are were a lot of observant, much more observant than the small towns. I said, we cannot marry them. So what is the difference? What is it? And they say but you understand, we are intellectuals. We were from Moscow. We went to university, and they are not from university, they're business. But yeah, they have money, but they look at the manners. Like I said, so these kids came to America when they're young. I don't know if they even speak Russian. Who cares? But these parents brainwash these kids that they have to be from this town. Forget about country, even from this town. So that's I don't know. So a parent like that, you're not obligated to listen. Right, so they tell you nonsense. You go to Rabbi and ask his opinion. Talk to do your research, and if according to your research you see that the girl is perfect, she's everything. Then you have to marry her. That's it. Don't listen to your father. Don't listen to your mother. They say they're going to disinherit you. Okay. Hashem is not care about Hashem, because even if they give you $1 million, so Hashem can do you're going to lose it in 3 days or something, right? You have robbers, you have scammers. I don't know, something happened, you don't have money. So that's the first case. Second case is if you want to go to study somewhere, so good yeshiva, for example, in Israel, and they say no, in Israel. It is dangerous there. You should not go. When there was not dangerous in Israel, maybe when Shlomo HaMelech was the king. But otherwise, all of the other times, it was dangerous in Israel. So just so you know. So let's not kid ourselves. So if you're going to wait until it's not dangerous in Israel, maybe after only Mashiach comes and he stops all of the wars. So stop kidding yourself. So meaning if it's better yeshiva education in Israel, so he's not obligated to. I mean, it's proper to convince him this and that, but if they're stubborn, so you're not obligated to listen to them. You can go. Right. So it's second one, and the third one, if they ask, if they tell you to violate any commandments, even the rabbinical, so you're not obligated to listen to them. Okay. So again, shidduch, learning. Yeah, I think that those three. So next one. Thank you very much for sending me these questions. And next one. I have a question about shidduchim and personality. If a woman is attracted to a traditional man with a conservative and dominant personality, okay, and she's concerned that this would land her on the Muslim type, of a husband, jump in. I wonder what is the best approach. Should she try to work on the preference and focus less on attraction in the shidduch? Should she try to work on her middos and spirituality and pray to Hashem to match her with someone with Ras Shamayim and righteous? Okay, so let's do from the beginning, and we're going to explain, split it in few, because there are a few ideas here. Okay, so one more time. Question about shidduch and personality. Okay, if a woman attracted to a traditional man with a conservative dominant personality, and she's concerned that lend to her Muslim type of husband, just because somebody concerned and somebody is normal, family oriented, does not mean that he's a Muslim. In order to have a Muslim mentality and not come like from the Muslim country, it's it's very rare. It's possible, but from my experience, it's like, I don't know. I tell the truth, I don't know anybody. Let's put it this way. There's some people jerks as it is. Like, I'm not sure why she married the guy, but it's like exception. But otherwise, the Muslim mentality is from people, Jews that came from Middle Eastern countries. Even people who never been to the country, they were born in America, but the parents told them so much about that country. This like, stop it. So sometimes people forget to be Jews. They try to emulate the country they came from. I'm not sure. Even though they like, if you give them a map and say, okay, can you show me this country in the map? Say, what country? The country that you're such a proud of, you're such a proud about, and they do not even know where the country is. Many times they don't even speak the language. Like, they want some like a connection to the tradition. If it has nothing to do with Judaism, then they adopt this Muslim mentality. Okay. So, and with European, with Ashkenazis, sometimes it's opposite issue. So some women are so dominant, so they many times they dominate men. Not many times, but it happened. Many times. I would say many times. The woman is a main in the house. But Muslim mentality, again, it's only from people who have a predisposition from it. Even they came like directly, the first immigrants from that country, or they're like first first generation. But otherwise, I don't think it should be concerned. I wonder where's the best approach. Okay. Should she try to work on the preference? This conservative man, there is no problem whatsoever. There is no problem whatsoever. Okay. All people are different, but with the type, there is no problem. Perhaps and focus on less attraction on a shidduch. You need attraction in a shidduch. You need some kind of some basic physical attraction. You need some personality attraction. You need. So if somebody like a dominant personality, again, there is nothing wrong. Dominant personality means that he's a man and he's going to take care of his woman. He's not going to allow his wife to go and to argue in a bank with a bank manager, right? So if there's a problem, so he's going to do that. Understand? So he's going to protect his woman. She's a lady. She's fragile. Let her stay home and take care of all the other things. She wants to work. Let her work. But he's a man. He's a dominant. Yes, he's a dominant. He's a bad. I don't think so. If it's like overdoing is everything bad. Even if you take the best medicine, so this medicine help you from from your heart disease, right? But if you take a double portion or triple portion, guess what? The heart is going to stop. So everything must be in proportions, like in healthy proportions. Should she try to work with middos, spirituality, and pray that HaShem to match her with someone with Yirat Shamayim and Rach? The Yirat Shamayim and Rach, that's of course the best. But if he's, for example, physically not of your type, and she does not not attracted at all, it's not allowed for a woman to force himself. Absolutely not. Okay, but we always pray to HaShem that He send us the right person, and we improve ourselves, so we will be deserving that person, and that's it. Right, and Hashem should send us that special person. Okay. So Yiras Shamayim is also always good. So, and of course he has to respect his wife, and right, and then it's perfect. All other things it's workable. So I never heard of in my life something that is not workable. I mean, sometimes people are stubborn because she told me, like, who does she think is she like guess what he like and sometimes like I also lose my patience. Guess what, she's your wife, she's your second half. So if like not second half, she's you. So if you say that she's bad, like she's stinking or whatever, so you are, so because you're one complete unit. So right, when you talk about against your wife, you're talking about yourself. Understand? Okay, so next one. We have a question about prohibited information on Jews to authorities. Yeah. Right. So it's actually it's a 19th blessing in our Shmones, right? So we say Shmones 18th blessing, right? But 19th blessing was added. I think. I want to say it was after destruction of the second temple. I think I'm not 100% sure, but because there were a lot of informers, so there is special blessing, to like a blessing like curse of these informers. Okay. Question about the prohibition of informing Jews to authorities. Does this prohibition apply to non-observant Jews in situation that might cause Hil Hashem? For example, the non-observant Jews are stealing from the company. Would you be allowed to tell the boss? What about the scenario where if you would say anything, you will be accused? That's a very good question. So again, okay, so there are two people, my colleagues. One is observant Jew, was not observant Jew. So they might cause Hil Hashem. I'm not sure where is the Hil Hashem. I mean, if it's on one hand he's a Jew, so they these people do not care. He's observant, not observant. He's a Jew. He wears the Star of David, right? Huge one. You don't. But they do. It's very interesting, right? So whether inform on him or not, so this allowed to tell the boss. I mean, technically, like it's when we're hired for a job, so we expect it's expected of us that we're going to do our work truthfully, right, and be dedicated to whatever we do, and if we see something wrong, prevent the company loss. So technically, in some sense, it's our obligation that company expect of us. So technically, this non-observant Jew, he's not considered to be like a Jew in some sense, right? I would say in this case, please, go to the Beis Din, like to authorize Beis Din, and ask them this question. Give them all of the details and see what they say. So it's not a simple situation, since they've been dealing with these cases. I would say it would be better to get the written authorization to you to go to authorities and go if needed, or go to a boss, right? So because I mean, maybe you think that he's not observant, maybe he's observant, just because he does not wear kippah or wears jeans with holes. Maybe he's observant. Okay, so I would say without authorization from Beis Din, don't do it. Okay, but some cases like even criminal case, if it's a like real life danger, so you just call 911. That's it. But in other cases, like if you're not sure, like go to Beis Din, ask them what to do, and they would most likely, even without meeting this person or meet this or try to connect this person, doesn't matter. There is a procedure. They give you permission, so then you can do whatever needs to be done. The danger is if you do it on, or if you decide it on your own accord, and according to Jewish law, you're going to be an informer. It says that these people are not going to be resurrected with the resurrection of the dead. You understand? Who needs that? Because of this crook? You understand? So, but if you have a paper from the Beis Din, so you protected yourself. Okay. It's serious business. Okay, so continue. Rav should be recite HaShem Yichud before doing the mitzvah if there is something particular Ashkenazi Sephardim. HaShem Yichud. I'm not sure about Sephardim. They say every time. I don't think so. But in some cases, all of us say HaShem Yichud. Right? For example, we would say Ashkenazi for sure when we put tefillin. Right, for sure. Talis will put talis. Maybe. Right? And plus in some other instances, but let's say if I want to do, I don't know what I want to do. I'm not sure what I think before we sit in the sukkah, when we invite the guests ushpizim to our sukkah, so we also say l'shem yuchat, and maybe a few other times. Maybe before the shaking the lulav and esrog, but otherwise we don't say. Okay. So Sephardim do different. I'm not sure. But those I think common for all of us. Okay. So let's do the next question. I think I skipped a few questions. We're going to come back, unless we post it here. I'm not sure. So I have a question about shidduch. Okay. I wonder during shidduch, what is the proper distance between the two to maintain the line of modesty? Okay. Especially in speech and atmosphere. Is it proper for them to jog together? If they gradually develop the more familiar or even a flirty atmosphere, that's not good. Is it appropriate? How about if they are engaged and but not married? Yeah, that's the most dangerous. That's the most dangerous thing, and we're going to explain. So because why? Because we're I mean, not me personally. As for Shalom, that's a big tragedy, but I heard from other rabbis. Okay, so we're going to tell. From the beginning. Question about shidduch. I wonder during the shidduch, what is the proper distance between the two to maintain the line of modesty, especially in a speech atmosphere. So this shidduch, the dating period is when is a time to find out about each other as much as possible and decide if I want to live with this person till the rest of my life, right? That's it. So I mean, it should not be based on any physicality, right? So because of physicality is attractiveness comes from Yetzirah. It's not from brain. Right, so in this case, you keep a distance, of course, and you try to find out if this person is good for you, right? Is suitable for you. You ask all of the questions, hypothetical questions, but about situations, right? How he's seeing the life. Maybe said no, HaShem is going to provide. HaShem is going to do that. Yeah, HaShem is going to do. He can do everything. He can split the sea. But what is your plan? How you see through what area HaShem is going to help? And I know these people. I'm not sure they want to be a real estate not developer, but I don't know, like investors, and they look for investors, and they have properties, and all the people with the big dreams, they guess what? They still live with their mothers because they cannot put a package together, this together, that together. Like all of they working on big deals, like and they have very impressive websites, but it's better to work like a blue collar worker, and make a salary, but not be one of these clowns. You understand? So you have to understand. So if this person is going to be is going to support here your family, so he has to be re- realistic that he makes some money. You understand? Like any job, whatever job, if it's stable job, he's a stable person. He makes money. That's fine. If he only in his dreams makes money, so that's a big issue, right? So that's and plus personality, how he did this. Behaves under pressure. Sometimes you can provoke him a little. I can see how he's going to react, right? But it's modesty is very important. So Yichud situation, always remember about Yichud. And there is a thing as we call shomer negia, meaning no touching. Very very important. So meaning when people got emotional, got together, sometimes it could enter their mind since we already decided to marry, and so that's a bad thing, and that's why I also say you decided to get marry as soon as possible, and until you get married, don't date. There is no more reason to see each other. You understand? Because why? Because in your mind, you're going to get married in 3 months. There is already date. There is already time, right? And you might be like you're almost married, right? And first it comes with a touch, like hold the hands, and then it comes, and then Chas v'Shalom to the worst. And then he decided maybe we should not get married. And she said, but I had relations with you because you said we're going to get married anyway. Yeah, that's what I thought. But you know what? I think I'm not good for you, right? All these crazy things. You understand? And then call off the wedding. Guess what? Because they had relations. So it's very very dangerous. Very do it if you decide to marry. Do as soon as possible, and then you not. There's no reason for you to continue dating. Okay, you want to date, get married, and you're going to date every day, right? But if you want to play this game, that's too dangerous. Don't do it. Again, never happened to Chas v'Shalom to people that I was trying to help, but I heard it from some reliable rabbis. That's what happened, and not once. But the guys take advantage, and it's not like it was initial thought, but because it's a harat, who needs him? I can find better, right? So next one, it is proper to joke together. I'm not sure. I mean, the joking is good. I mean, of course, you cannot always talk on a serious subject. So yeah, you can joke a little to see if he has a sense of humor, because people it's tough. It's if somebody she has a sense of humor and he's not, so it's suffering. The life is suffering, right? So you can check for that too. Right. Yes. This flirting, absolutely not. No flirting, because flirting is people don't think with the brain. You understand? So they're attractive. Like he makes me laugh. Like who cares, laugh or not laugh? Yeah. He's funny. Okay, he's funny, but he's not a clown. He has to be the provider for your family. Like he has to father to your children who can spank them sometimes, right? And not to tell them that always jokes. So funny. Okay, that's the issue. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I miss anything from before. So 1 second. Havdalah we did. Electric light we did. 1 second, just give me 1 second. Um, okay, so I think those were forwarded. The only thing I did not get about this um, is the time for intermediary where there is no Yom Tov. I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure what it means. So no clarification for days. I think we answered all the questions. So please forward the like if you think I missed anything. Okay. No, I think we're good. All right. So since no more questions, so let's stop here. Oh, it's time. It's time. All right. So please join us tonight, tomorrow, same time, and we're going to continue with our class Kosher Kitchen. Beezrat HaShem. Thank you very much, and good night.